Hey guys, so today we want to talk about what is life. What is life?
What is life?
Today we want to talk about what it's like to own pets living in South Africa. Recently we've been getting a lot of questions about where we are from and so on, so we thought we'd give you a little breakdown of what it's like to own pets in sunny South Africa. So I was born here, so I've lived here my entire life. So this is home for me, and I don't think I could ever imagine living anywhere else.
I moved here in 2007 when my mom uprooted our entire family from France and moved here with my 3 brothers. And I've been here ever since, and I love South Africa. And I also don't think I would want to live anywhere else now that I've experienced it.
So I think South Africa is a really great country as far as pets is concerned, at least. There are very few restrictions when it comes to animals. Like in other countries, you always have these restrictions on what species you can have and so on, or what breed of dog, for instance. Like you can't have a pit bull and those kind of animals in some countries.
There are very few restrictions. I know that ferrets aren't legal in South Africa and a couple of others, but in general, reptiles are welcome. Dog breeds aren't an issue at all. We have a pet pit bull. A pet pit bull! We have a pit bull. She will be introduced in one of our other videos, and we've never had any issues with her needing to wear a muzzle or anything like that. So it's quite easy to have pets in South Africa. It's quite easy to have many pets in South Africa because South Africa has a different lifestyle to Europe, which means most people do have houses with gardens and safe backyards because of, I don't want to say because of the crime, but South Africans are very careful about their properties, which means we have generally high walls with safe backyards and front yards, which means that even having cats, our cats, we have out of the 6 that live on the property, only 1 has figured out how to leave it, and that's my mom's cat.
Well, technically Kebi and Rio leave as well, they just don't go far.
They go into the neighbors' yards behind us and on the side, but they're never very far. They basically go there to nap.
Yeah, and also all of our cats have collars, they are neutered, and they do have microchips as well. So if they do disappear or something, we will find them again, basically.
We're also in a residential area, which means that even though there are cars, the risk of them getting hit is fairly low because people are driving very reasonably in the area. But as we said, there's really only 1 cat that goes onto the roads. So in general, we feel quite confident leaving our cats outside in the garden unsupervised when we leave the property.
And I also couldn't imagine ever forcing the cats to be indoor cats. My whole life that we've had cats, they've always been able to go outside and roam and explore and so on. It's just, I also wouldn't understand how we would keep them inside. Because we live in South Africa, in summer our doors and windows are open 24/7 pretty much.
And I think it's just because they've always been outdoor cats, I think at this point it would be too difficult to actually switch them back. And as we said, the reason we can't have them as outdoor cats is because we know they're safe in their environment and there isn't much risk for anything to happen to them.
And we do know a lot of people complain that cats should be kept inside because they hunt and kill all these local animals and so on. But our cats, honestly, Rio brings us a bird once every 2 months or something, and then it's these pigeons these little doves. Doves, the word. There's these little doves that, let's be honest, there's enough of them.
And we do take precautions. We do deworm our cats regularly and so on and so forth. Yes, the occasional bird, the occasional lizard will be brought in, but our cats in general aren't big hunters anyways, so they live a quite good life being in the garden, having time to roam, being able to also use their natural instincts and hunt insects, hunt lizards.
And because we do play with them a lot, they do, we get that instinct out of them. We'll play with them and then we'll feed them a little bit, and then that way they have that satisfaction of having hunted and having caught something.
The one slightly bigger issue in South Africa, although thankfully we've never experienced it ourselves, is there are issues every now and then of dog theft. So that's something to keep in mind, especially with breeds like pit bulls. but our dog is in the front yard. But she does have, we have taken precautions. We have security to protect her. She is also microchipped and tagged. So, and she's not that friendly towards strangers when they're at the gate. So I think she would probably defend herself anyways, if by some miracle people manage to get into the property.
Yeah, and the other flip side of having her is she's obviously a great guard dog. Living in South Africa, there's always that security thing that's in the back of our minds, and she makes her, I mean, she's black, so she's about as scary as it gets as far as dogs is concerned.
She also smiles, which for us is funny, but to any other person can look really, really scary, especially her being a pit bull. So she will actually, when she meets someone or if she's intrigued by someone, she'll pull her lips up and smile. So it's not at all, she doesn't growl, it's not at all an aggressive gesture, but it looks scary, which is great. But yeah, she's basically the first alarm in a way, because she will bark when someone is at the gate, and she will warn us that something's going on that she's not comfortable with. And she also has different barks for different situations, so we know when we should be concerned or when not. Not that we've had any issues so far.
Then as far as veterinarians are concerned in South Africa, we found our vet a couple of years ago, well, actually a lot of years ago, that we've been sticking to for years now. It's called the Greenside
Animal Hospital. So they were, at the time we were living in Emmerentia, which is an area here in Johannesburg, and it was the closest vet to us. But since then we have moved multiple times, and we've kept going to that vet because they're absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, we know them, we trust them. They haven't let us down ever. If we call them with an emergency, they'll be at our beck and call, and they know what they're doing in every sense of the word as well.
And they know our pets now, they know our cats, which means that we can get a little bit of personal treatment as well, because they know the backstory of each of our pets.
And they are the birthplace of our Momo.
That is true. They're the ones who... We'd had a bit of a tragedy beforehand, and they told us that they had a kitten available that they think would fit into our family. And hubby wasn't there at the time. I was there with my mom, and I got introduced to Momo, and for me it was love at first sight, and I knew that Toby always wanted a Siamese, so I knew that if I brought little Momo home, it would never be an issue. And so home he came pretty much within, it was a bit of a spurt of the moment thing, but trusting our vet to know that he would fit in as well.
Yeah, and then as far as cat foods and all that is concerned, we do get all the major brands, and there really is no shortage of anything that might be speciality in overseas anyway, even if for speciality situations like weight loss or diabetes or something, we always get that food here as well, so there's no worries in that is concerned.
There's different brands available.
Yeah. All the top brands, Royal Canin, this is the only one I can think of, Hills. Whiskers, obviously, for the budget.
For the for the supermarket brands.
The only thing we've noticed is every now and then you'll see on Facebook or something, you'll see some fun toy or gadget or something like those microchip associated cat doors and feeder boxes and stuff like that. Sometimes you do not find those here. You'd have to order them internationally, and it would cost you an arm and a leg. But for the most part, we do get everything.
We also have the benefit that we have family in Europe, which means that if we really do want one of those gadgets, we could have it brought in by one of our family members when they come to visit. So basically, I think South Africa is a great place to live, for one. Let's put it that way. Let's branch off a little bit and say...
If you forget about all the corruption and crime, and if you put that aside, it's also very exaggerated in the news.
It's a beautiful country. People will have their opinions.
And the other side, the people in this country are really friendly.
I think, having lived in Germany, France, and now South Africa, I wouldn't trade South Africa for anything else. I think it's very special, and it grows on you. And there's so much potential here.
And the climate is just, it's winter and we're sitting outside in short sleeves in the sun, and there's a bit of a wind. You can probably hear it on the mic, but it's beautiful outside, and we can, and then in summer it obviously gets very hot, but also not too hot that you can't really bear it. So we definitely encourage anyone to come visit once
absolutely
all this is over, when you can travel again. We definitely encourage people to come and see
a lot of culture, a lot of history, even though South Africa is very young from the history point of view. But with everything that's happened, there is a lot to see and to experience. And then, of course, the standard safari, going to Kruger Park, getting to experience lions, elephants in the wild, which is something we try to do once a year.
Well, at least.
At least.
Once a month, if possible. But yeah, that's another thing. Just for animals in general, this country is amazing. I mean, our cats live, I think, one of the best lives that any animal is possible. I couldn't imagine trying to squeeze them into an apartment. They have all the lawn that they can roam on. There's a pool. You drink from the swimming pool every now and then, but we have
Momo will fall into the pool every now and then.
We do use a very low dosage of chlorine, so there's no worries with that. But yeah, Momo falls in every now and then. Interesting, actually, we don't even hear a splash or anything. There's just this wet path going into the bedroom somewhere, and then this miserable looking cat on the bed.
And you don't have to worry. We have, as you can see, many cats, and none of them have ever stayed in the pool. They pretty much, with cats, they fall in and they are out before you even have time to blink. They are very quick to get back out. So we're never worried about leaving them alone and them having access to the pool, because the odds are fairly slim of something happening there.
Yeah, for them to be able to go outside also obviously limits the litter boxes that we have inside. We have one inside for Mr. Picky Momo over there, who only likes peeing in the most pristine environment in the world.
And he doesn't like peeing at night alone outside. So he will use the garden during the day, but at night he needs a litter box. So that's pretty much the only reason we have a litter box in the house, and it's basically only for him.
Yeah, all the other cats go outside most of the time. We see them inside every now and then, but that's about it.
If it's raining, I wouldn't want to go pee outside in the rain either.
Yeah, but so in conclusion, we really love it here, and we'd recommend anyone to come and see and experience South Africa if they could.
And if you do eventually come and visit our beautiful country, please leave us a comment of what you thought and what you experienced, and we hope it all goes well and we leave a very positive mark on your life.
And to any other South Africans watching the video, please give us a shout out as well. We'd love to hear where our fans are from, and we'll check you in the next video. And don't forget to like the video and hit that subscribe button. Cheers.
Bye!